to look at Psalm chapter 124 to chapter 126. We'll read from verse 1, from 124. He said, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, why was he saying all this? The psalmist is saying, verse 2, he said, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, he said, then, he said, when men rose up against us, he said, then they would have swallowed us up quickly. When their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud water had gone over our soul. If he said, if it had not been the Lord, meaning it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been worse more than you could have imagined. He said, if it had not been the Lord. Listen to this. He said, men rose up against them. Don't undermine men. Don't say they cannot do anything. If the Lord do not stand against you, he said their wrath would have swallowed him. They would have eaten him up alive. They would have not given him a chance. Life would have eaten him up. He said, but because the Lord was on our side, they couldn't carry out their plan. The thought of their wickedness or anger or the waters, he used the word, he said, then their waters overwhelmed us. The streams overflowed us. These are waters of affliction, pressure, uncertainty, things you don't know, blackmail, and all things you didn't plan for. These waters can be pressuring your life. Life can be pressuring. That's what he's saying. But here is the miracle, verse 6. He said, blessed be the Lord who has not given us as prey to their teeth. Meaning, God was washing everything, but God never sanctioned or permitted us to be prey to them. He said, blessed be the Lord who had not given us, listen, giving, who have not permitted us to be prey. Listen, if you allow yourself to be a prey or to be a slave, you lose. He said, God has not allowed it. Pilate told Jesus in John chapter 19 from verse 10 to 11, he said, don't you know I have power to release you and to execute you? Jesus said, if heaven had not given you power over me, you couldn't even say this to me. He said, but judgment is on those who decide to bring me to you, Pilate. If it has not been given to you, Jesus said, you can't. And Bible is now encouraging us in verse 4 of today of 124 of Psalm. He said, God has not given us as prey. So don't see yourself as a prey. Don't see yourself as a victim. Don't see yourself as the one that has been won. You are more than the conqueror. You are the victorious one. He said, God has not given us as prey to their teeth. Look at it. He said, we have escaped like a bird out of a snare. If they can create a snare, but God said you have escaped. Look at the closing verse. He said, our help is in the name of the Lord. Announce to yourself, to your life, my help is in the name of the Lord.